we gon' do?
Yes, bitch! Magnet! Oh!
地球の心と物質
Pickle Rick.
Yo, our intro is still very good. I just remembered we have the magnets bitch in there.
Yeah, man.
What a good fucking
Shout out
touch,
to Jesse
man.
Pinkman.
Shout out to Jesse Pinkman. Pinkman?
Pinkman. Pinkman.
What's his real name? Aaron
Paul.
Aaron Paul, right?
Yeah, Aaron Paul.
Dope ass name.
2 first names.
2 first names. White people.
Dope ass name.
Kyle Kevin.
No, it does roll off the tongue. You know who originally had 2 first names? Stan Lee.
Really?
His original name was just Stanley. Like, and then he wanted to be this great American novelist. And right off the bat, he was like, you know what? Like, my last name is kind of ass. So I'm just going to take my first name and chop it up into my first and last name.
What's his last name?
I forget.
Dang.
Because it was ass.
So it was the Yankovic.
So
Stanley Yankovic.
So there you go. There you go.
Good to know, bitch.
Yeah. Hey, the more you know.
Right. Well, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back.
We're back in the show, and this is Earth, Mind, and Matter, where we're talking about we're talking about what's happening on the Earth
In our minds.
and why it matters. This is Earth, Mind, and Matter. I'm Frankie.
I'm Javi.
And we are back on the show, and every week we cover either news or albums or news or movies or news and comics, and we all
In that order.
literally in that order. And today we're going to be talking about an album. And we are, just to get it off the rip, just in case you tuned into this thinking we were going to talk about Stan Lee and Aaron Paul and our theme music, but we're going, not straight to the album immediately, but we are talking about albums today.
Yes, we are.
And what we're talking about?
So today it's Frankie's episode. We are covering an album as we do on this show, and right now we are covering Tyler the Creator's latest album, CHROMAKOPIA.
Hell yeah, bro. So CHROMAKOPIA. CHROMAKOPIA. Okay.
Just annoy everyone. Like, yo,
this is singing the fucking album. No, okay. So originally we were gonna cover what? It was Panty Droppers, right? By,
Velvet Underground.
Velvet Underground. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Really?
At some point you wanted to cover Velvet Underground.
I changed the album like fucking 10 times.
Yeah,
right?
man, fucking bipolar ass motherfucker.
But Panty Droppers was also one by something, I forget his name. That's a good ass fucking album. But I changed it to this because it came out very recently, right? And I don't know how I feel about covering albums that are new, right? Even though it's probably really good for an algorithm, honestly, it's probably the best thing to do for an algorithm. But fuck that. You think you want attention and followers and like fucking listeners? Fuck that.
No, I mean, in general, I was pretty excited to cover this just because it is new and like we don't really cover a lot of new stuff.
Yeah.
I think like maybe before this, the last time we covered a new album was like Green Day.
Yeah. Honestly, that probably was the only one, if anything.
Yeah, I really can't think of like any other super new albums that we covered.
Was Gaime Gang new when it came out?
No, that had already been out for some months by the time that we covered it. So it's we don't really cover a lot of new stuff. I mean, in general, I actually have had someone tell me that that we're kind of like old heads because we cover a lot of like old stuff.
Yeah, we do.
And like very nostalgic in that sense, but it's always cool to check out new shit. Like when we checked out Breaking, the movie.
Oh yeah,
that was like what, only like some years old,
Not
like
even.
5 years, something like that.
Some shit like that. Yeah.
But it's just like it's cool checking new shit out because we don't do it too often, and we don't generally look at a lot of rap albums too.
That's
so
true.
it's always fun to
The
do
last
that.
one we did was MF Doom's Good Food, was it?
Yeah.
So that one, and honestly, that's what I want to change it more because there's a bunch of albums that I know and love since I was like younger. So I want to go towards more that, which are a lot of rap albums and everything, which I think is in this middle of like very post 90s, so I guess 2000s and stuff like that. But I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's on the way. I'm actually gonna go see J. Cole on December 16th.
Ooh,
I got the tickets. Shits were expensive.
yeah, man.
dog.
I fucking saw people trying to get in that quew. That queue said no.
I got into that queue, and then there was 4,000 people in front of me. And when I finally got in line,
humble 4,000.
there was one more section on the floor that was there. It went away in 2 seconds. So I got section 200. I bought those regular price. Those were $253. But then I was like, I want to take Beatrice. I want to take her. So you could bleep out the price, I guess. I don't know if it matters. But I bought the resale for. Yeah, but I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try to sell the 200. And then repay off everything, you know what I mean? So maybe not for 1,000, but anyway, that's irrelevant. Anyway, but I'm gonna go see J. Cole, who I think most of his new music I think is good, but I think his mixtapes were the best.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people only know J. Cole's new stuff in terms of newer fans or younger fans and stuff like that. And same thing with Kendrick. Like, he's still on top of the world right now, but I think his older stuff is probably his best stuff. That's opinion, you know what I mean? But then you go back to Fabulous and then Lupe Fiasco we've covered and stuff. And there's so many people, so I'm excited to go forward with that. But even Tyler, the Creator's older stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm such a big fan of his older stuff because of how vulgar they are.
Very raw, very raw.
Super raw, like crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I think that's why when it came to Flower Boy and Igor and everything, he didn't lose me at all. Like, I still enjoy those albums. But I think to some extent, I do like seeing rappers go off crazily. Like, I think I've said that before, but like Kanye going hard. I think it was on Yeezus, but he's like screaming to the mic, or even Eminem when he made Amityville. Like, he's screaming and into the microphone. I think J. Cole kind of does that in Forest Hills Drive. And I forget what it is, but one of the songs.
Yeah,
and I like that.
We honestly messed up not covering that album this year.
Which one?
Forest Hills Drive.
Maybe cover it next week, bitch.
Well, I mean, because I only say that because it's 10 years of the album.
Yeah,
so
it is pretty fucking crazy. And even when that album came out, I'm truthfully not the biggest fan of any J. Cole's albums like that. I think if I love any of his albums, it's his first one, and I think it's called Both Sides of the Story. Cheese, eggs, and potatoes. That's a song he has with Mary J. Blige. But I think the more albums he made, the less I liked his music because it just wasn't for me. You know what I mean? Like Born Sinner, people will love, and I think it's great, but it's not my favorite. Then he has Forest Hills Drive. Then he has Both Sides of the Story. Then he has something else. Both Sides of the Story is not his album. I forget. Whatever.
No,
anyway,
after that, it's like I think it's For Your Eyes Only and KOD.
Yeah, I think Both Sides of the Story is what's it called? My friend Saya's album. TSAIAH. Check it out. It's so fucking good. Called Both Sides of the Story. It's amazing.
It's so good that Frankie thought that J. Cole made it.
that's a fucking good.
Like straight up.
That's fucking awesome. I have a YouTube Wrapped, and I don't listen to as much music as I did before, right? So YouTube Wrapped, for those that don't know, is the Temu version of Spotify Wrapped. That's what happens when you don't have Spotify. You get YouTube Wrapped. And but his album came up on my most listened to albums of the year and stuff like that. So I listen to podcasts like crazy though, but I have like 8,000 hours listening to Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast and stuff like that. It's
fucking hell,
insane,
Jesus
bro.
Christ.
So that just goes to show where my music is like as of lately. But I also listen to a lot of old stuff only. So for me to listen to this new album, I'll say off the rip on the first listen, I was like, I like this, but I'm like, I'm alright with it. Like I don't know how to feel, right? So one thing Tyler the Creator said, I don't know if he said it in that video I sent you, but he said, what's it called? He said that he likes that people have to give it multiple listens to grasp it. He says, I don't really like that nowadays people are more on the level of, okay, I'm going to listen to it once, and then if I don't like it, I'll never listen to it again. Like, he really enjoys that he sees in his comments that, it took him like 2 to 3 listens to like get it. And this is by the time I've listened to the album, it's like 5, 6, 7 times. It's my most listened to thing on YouTube from YouTube Rap.
YouTube.
And yeah, so I don't know. We'll start off. I mean, we're basically starting off now.
Yeah.
But what are your initial reactions to the album and stuff like that?
I mean, in general, like, Tyler isn't like one of my favorite rappers, but he's definitely up there for me because personally for me, I'm more on the opposite side where I kind of like more of his newer stuff. Yeah. From like say what was it before Igor? Flower Boy and like Flower Boy, Igor. I really like those albums a lot. Yeah. Which I guess like kind of makes me a little like mainstream. But it's just those albums are really good for a reason, and I think you really just see an evolution of Tyler like throughout his entire career right now. And now coming down to CHROMAKOPIA, you really, and from the clip that you sent me and stuff, you really get to see that it's like, I said it before we filmed, he is like the definition of DIY. Yeah. And like for people who don't know what that means, do it yourself. Yeah. No, but that's what it means. But
that was a good one for real. It actually was.
So it's just Tyler I think it's so great to see how like from his older stuff to now how much he's evolved musically and just sonically. It's like I right off the bat, like for me with this album, I loved it from the minute. Nice. From the first song I was sold. I was like, let's go, I'm down. Like I thought it was so good.
You know what I enjoy seeing? Like I think when people get money and stuff, I think it's natural. But when musicians get money and you see them using real high end equipment, it's I don't know. I know that is kind of like obvious,
Mhm.
right? But there's a video that we both watched. We can't put it up obviously because it's not our video.
Yeah.
But maybe a little snippet or something.
I mean,
right?
we'll put in the description
Yeah,
link.
it's really cool to just to see him surrounded by such a like fucking I don't know the word like I'm tired, but there's a huge amounts of instruments and seeing him play it, play the piano and like know and control this band and get these people and have trombones, have the brass and everything stuff like that. So I don't know, someone who's in control and like you said DIY. It's cool watching a process, even though it's 6 minutes. In that 6 minutes, man, you got a little snippet of his mind that went into making this whole thing, and who knows how many months or years it probably took to make this. But apparently he only releases albums every 2 years.
Okay.
Right? But he broke it with this one. Because so he has a first album called, he has a lot of fucking music.
Yeah.
But with his albums, Goblin came out 2011.
Has he hit double digits with his albums yet?
Well, right here I see 3, 6, 9, 12, right?
Okay.
But I don't know if they're all albums. I didn't know your shit was touchscreen. What the fuck? What the hell?
Fuck me up.
But my favorite album of his is Wolf.
Okay.
That's the one where I've showed you songs before, and he has the picture of the album like this.
Yeah.
Like that and everything. So that's my favorite album. So that just gives a show of like. And I've seen him live before. I've seen him perform Igor in Madison Square Garden. That was
sick.
fucking dope. But I do want to see him perform CHROMAKOPIA. And so off the rip, when it comes to the album, I was just watching the video stuff like that. And this is pretty simple, but like to make music is crazy. Obviously, it's so simple, right? Like, you gotta be crazy having a process like his, but not in a bad way, And then we talked but like I was looking up like the origin of the title. Because what do you think CHROMAKOPIA means? Like, what are your thoughts?
Well, I was kind of thinking about it a lot from like the album cover itself, or like the mask and whatnot that he's wearing. Like, even though it's not necessarily a lot of color in the album cover, I think CHROMAKOPIA has something to do with like, if this album was titled anything else, I think it would be titled "Take Your Mask Off."
Yeah.
Because I think it's something having to do with like wearing like a rich face or something like that is kind of my idea of it.
Okay. Because I looked up some video that went through the whole thing, and then I looked up the Greek origins of the word and stuff. And I mean, you got it basically, because there's no thing that he said that defines the name of the album. But chroma is the purity of color, or it's freedom from white or gray. Kopia is the closest thing in Greek is the word kopia with multiple meanings. Kopia is kopiao, spelled Kopiao, and the definitions are like to grow weary, tired, or exhausted, to labor with wearisome effort or toil, to refer to bodily labor, to refer to the toilsome efforts of teachers in promoting the kingdom of God in Christ.
Wow.
Stretch, right? But in Latin, the word copia, right? Copia, like, it means abundance, associated with wealth, variety, and fertility. And then in Renaissance rhetoric, copia was a stylistic goal that referred to expansive richness and amplification. So in the video, if you see the first video, there's no color at all and this and that, and it comes about and everything. So I don't know. To me, using what you said and everything, like taking your mask off and all that stuff, like, I don't know. He talks about, I just read this right now and everything, and this is how he spoke about the album. And tell me if this relates anything to the title. I'm gonna read the thing because it's literally his words. He said this in a listening event and via Complex Music. He said, "I was born and raised in L.A., Inglewood, Hawthorne to be exact. The album originally started about growing up in these areas. I was like, oh shit, no one knows anything about me from before I was 17. Folks are like, oh, he's from the suburbs. I'm like, nah, I was down the street here, and I don't mirror what they expect. But the album now has turned into me taking a bunch of shit my mom told me as a kid. Now that I'm 33, all that stuff is like, oh, that's what the fuck she was talking about. Oh, I'm not that guy that I was when I was 20. Like, oh shit, people are getting older. Folks are having kids and families, and all I got is a new Ferrari. And it does feel kind of weird. I'm gaining weight. I've got gray hair in my chest. Life is lifing. I don't know. I just wanted to kind of just write about the stuff that I think about when I'm dolo. And I'm happy I got a chance to experience it in my hometown. So thanks y'all for coming."
Wow.
And so, like, I don't know how to relate those two. And I guess poetically you can be like, oh, the color in his life, is it going? Is it fading? Even with this, like, don't let the fire go out and everything. So there's a lot of that, the absence of color, this and that. So
I think on that note, I think a lot of it kind of comes from like, that lack of color, maybe, because he does talk a lot about the music experience in the album. And so I think a lot of it kind of comes from like, maybe right now he's not at his highest, like mentally.
Could be.
But I think maybe, with most things when it comes to art, doing things like this is self-therapy.
Yeah.
And so I would imagine that maybe acknowledging that he's not been his best as of recent and making this album and churning those emotions into what he's made here, I would imagine probably made a positive impact on himself, where it's like, it's almost a resurgence for him.
Yeah. Or it's like bringing light or color to something that's like dim or like blank. You know what I mean? Because, even thinking about it now and just reading all that, what's it called? It's like this album is a big downer also. Like,
Yeah.
you really look at it.
There's only like a couple of like fun songs on this album.
Yeah, because I think about it now and like taking your mask off and stuff like that, that whole message and him having a mask on the cover, like, there's some real serious ass topics in this whole thing, like him being paranoid about not being able to comfortable anywhere, having a baby, not knowing what to do with it, losing a loved one, this and that, getting sticky,
especially getting sticky.
But it's almost like a comedian, I guess, or any artist, of course. But I say a comedian in particular because so many of them either kill themselves, overdose, and this and that. But they also go on stage and like their whole point is to make people laugh.
Right.
Like think of someone like Robin Williams, like, or damn, that shit's fucking sad, Robin Williams. But I was thinking, or Anthony Bourdain, people who are like, man, I've been watching a shitload of Anthony Bourdain, and there's one episode he's in Singapore, right? And at the end of the episode, he's drinking with a bunch of old guys that are like 60 and whatever, and they're just drinking, talking, and stuff like that.
Drinking, smoking.
40 minutes public park, and then he's like, and the way, I mean, he's such a good writer that when I don't know, I wonder if when he was doing the show, he gives like these monologues at the end, the beginning, and they're so beautiful. And I wonder if he wrote them down and then spoke it, or if he's just that naturally gifted and then spoke, But then he'd be like, I don't know where life is gonna take me in the future and stuff, but if there's any place that I can be at where I can be sitting with my boys, having a couple of drinks after long days of work or not working anymore, I don't know what the future of my life is, but I know that it'll be sitting here in like Singapore or something like it. I obviously paraphrase it, not at all the same. I've been watching
still pretty nice.
You know what I mean?
It
was beautiful, but knowing that like he killed himself and this and that, like as I think 60 something years old. Kind of crazy, you know what I mean? So just like how he did his thing with his show and his thing, I think my ultimate point leading back to the whole comedian thing is that like his music is so beautiful sounding, like in terms of non-lyrical, but then when you hear the message behind it, you're like, this is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why he said it probably takes a couple of listens to really get it. Yeah. And I've listened to other albums and stuff that like are more growers than showers. Yeah. But I think for me, since I loved it off the bat, like as I continued to play it over and over and over again, I got more of the meaning and message behind each song, and it just added more weight to everything. Like, because sonically, I thought this album just sounded great, especially like watching that clip you sent and seeing how he makes the samples and things like that.
Even that's just enough to really grasp like what this process is like for him.
Yeah, like when he was doing like the little like mouth thing, like the
yeah, man.
And it's just and I find it so funny how you mentioned like the sound equipment thing, and how a lot of that stuff he's just using equipment in his house. He's straight up just in his big ass mansion. Not like, I can only imagine how non-soundproof any of that is, but he's just holding the mic and he's just like, and it's like,
that's true.
I find that so fucking cool, where it's like, a lot of it, like he still keeps that raw mentality to his music. Like I said, he's DIY. Like he doesn't fuck around. Like I think the thing that really got me into Tyler was one time when I was tripping, I watched an NPR Tiny Desk of Tyler, and like those videos are too short, man.
When he's like, when they're like, fuck it up, Tyler, he's like, oh shit, I'm gonna put that shit on the fucking concert, whatever.
And but like those videos are too short, man, because like after those 20 minutes, like I looked at Jordan and Lucas, I was like, that's it. I was like, yo, man, I want more.
Yeah, man.
And it's just it really like unlocked that idea of like, I didn't know what he was capable of musically. And it's just I think every song on this album has a message to it. And even though not music always has to have a message to it, like that's not necessary for it. But in this case, like you said, this album's kind of a downer.
Oh yeah.
And
extremely a downer. Like even right now it's hitting me how much it is. I'm like, damn, bro.
Got a little sad.
I got a little sad in my face, bro. I got a little tears. Fucking. But there's a lot of beauty to it, and yeah, I think his credit as a musician is only expanding more and more. Like even to put out an album like Igor, to be such a different wave, and I'm pretty sure when it came to Igor, he tried to I tell his record label or someone like he wants to put this out, and they were like, nah, dog, like kind of like how the Beatles try to do their thing and everything. And it ended up winning. I don't think it won Album of the Year, but I think it broke records.
Yeah, it got a lot of nominations and stuff. I remember that. And didn't he perform at the Grammys too?
Might have. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, man. And honestly, I think Tyler the Creator is so good that like to me, the least impressive part of a lot of what he's doing is performing at the Grammys, where I feel like music can be so underappreciated.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's all subjective given the music you like. But I don't know. Award shows to me are super strange. So like, I know he talks about having his Grammys and he obviously cherishes them. But I think in the sense of like, I don't know. I think I like Tyler the Creator a lot because I think his core fans have always been true to him and they fucking love him.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget where when Flower Boy was coming out, this is one song that a friend of mine, Alex, played. And he just played the beginning of it, and it killed me because I was like, what the fuck is this? Because he used to carry a speaker everywhere. We used to just sit by the park and just listen to music and stuff like that.
Drinking and smoking.
911 Mr. Lonely.
Oh, yeah, man. That song is so good.
And what's it called? So Frank Ocean and Steve Lacy are on that song. Steve Lacy is fucking talented as shit. I was a little hater at first, not gonna lie to you, but he's fucking incredible.
He's so good, man.
Somebody said he was the Jimi Hendrix of our time. I was like, all right.
Like,
I don't know what the fuck that means, bro. Okay, shout out you, Bruce. Fucking. But yeah, like it just hooked me. You know what I mean? So well. And so with this, I was so happy to have Tyler the Creator back, and I do still miss a lot of his old shit because again, that to me will always be my. I know you gotta bleep shit out on YouTube now, but like one of his songs started where it's like Six Flags, walking to Six Flags, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, like just things like that. I'm not saying it's just fucking crazy, and he would say wild shit like that's so tame compared to like all the other stuff.
I feel like you just love controversy, so you're like you hear that and you're like, yeah, man.
I think
stir that pot.
He's like, record my therapy sessions and sell it, put show it to everyone. Or like sell it. And it's just like when he's talking back and forth with like the devil, Tyler, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, and then he says something so crazy that the devil's like, whoa. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? But coming back to this one, this album came out October 16, 2024. I do think it could win Album of the Year.
That's what I told Lucas.
I don't think Rap Album of the Year. I think Album of the Year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It definitely has that chance, potential, and that musical, like, just amazingness.
Yeah.
You know? So, I don't know. Like, I want to talk about the ins and outs of the album, you know? For me, I went down the track list, and I found best what I liked is, because there's so much to cover, we'd go on for days. I think so. But I just went by little, covering little lyrics that I like, including the first song, right? And the first song, my favorite lyric on this is, give a fuck about tradition, stop impressing the dead. That was, and he says so much, so it's hard to remember what he says and this and that. But then I found throughout the comments and everything how much people love that line. So he says, give a fuck about tradition, stop impressing the dead. Yeah. He says, blow shit up at home, back in CHROMAKOPIA. I ain't tough. I just thumbs up like I'm scrolling feed. That's just a cool little fucking, like.
Yeah, man. He's so
such
like
a modern day, like, bar that's like for real. And I know that's like very small compared to the entirety of the whole album and stuff like that. But to me, I mean, just little things like that. But stop impressing the dead is so amazing. You know what I mean? Because that doesn't speak to just historical figures. That can speak to anybody given how old you are and stuff like that. My old hamster. I don't know, bro. So yeah,
I think like for me, I like going down the track list, like the song that got me the most, besides like "Take Off Your Mask," which again I think is
amazing,
would definitely be like the title track. Yeah. Like this song, "Darling I," is it's just. It's like so much fun to listen to. It's one of the fun songs on the album, but that's not why I like it. I just think like musically, again, like the sounds and like the sampling to it and like all the little beats and
this
so
sound
intricate.
This sound is crucial to Tyler the Creator. He's never changed what the little core part, except Igor, I guess. But like all this stuff, you hear it in his older music. This what's the thing? Not the organ. It's like the keyboard or something like that. But it's something like that. Like there's I don't say keyboard like I don't know what a keyboard is, bitches.
you also said organ.
Yeah, but I know, but there's a certain instrument that I'm
referring to. You said organ.
Oh, okay. He's playing the liver. I'm trying, but I don't know. But but it's so reminiscent of his old music. But that's his like signature style. You know what I mean? But there's little beep beep beeps like in there, like it's so him. You know what I mean? So.
No, I think that's something that like was super underappreciated about him for a long time, that people like didn't understand like how musically talented he was for a long time. And until things like Igor and Flower Boy that people are like, whoa, like this guy can produce. And it's like, yeah, he can fucking produce.
No, man,
dog.
he just makes beautiful things, bro. I think so. In this one, I wrote down this. Oh, they want to tie me down. That bandage just might break. My lips are so dry. I can't sign the dotted line. Just how long is forever. I drive my Beamer in the summer when I'm ready to drift. The Ferrari handle better and it's pretty as shit. Feel safe in the roads. Big boy when I drive. Love them all for different reasons, all at the same damn time. Then he's talking about monogamy. That shit is not for me. So basically saying like, the cars and the woman, right? And then, I don't know, I thought this was a good way to fucking put it, when it comes to like, the cars and everything. And that was a huge topic in this song, right? The monogamy. And he's really talking about like, he's like, damn, I fucking love this girl. I want to be with her. But like, what if I don't want to be with just her? You know what I mean? I remember we had a conversation about polygamy and stuff like that. And
polyamory.
Polyamory. But it's not polygamy?
No. I don't know what the fuck you just said. Bless you.
Shit. Polyamory. I do like that word. How it sounds better. I did know that word also. It's pretty tough.
You knew the word, guys.
But we talked about it and how this and that, whatever, and everything. And I still think it's a crazy thing because I think there's no, I don't think it's a crazy thing. Obviously, it happens, Mormons, but but I think there's a truthfulness to it. You know what I mean? I think we won't get into that whole conversation because it's a crazy one. But I think it's a very mature topic for him to fucking cast. Yeah, and I think. Without being cliche, like Tyler Creator is for the kids. You know what I mean? Like
for the kids.
As much as he is for adults that are, still finding themselves or are themselves, just sending this message and him just being like, I don't think he's trying to promote anything or this and that. Well, he is to some extent. Like he's like, be happy. He's like, do it, but it's just he's doing it his own way with his own thoughts. You know what I mean? Like this is not like any opinion except of just his. Yeah. Through his maturing lifestyle and experiences, I think it's amazing.
I think that's a lot of what it is of like how I mentioned before, the evolution of him like throughout his career. Because like he said in that quote, he was 17 once he started making music. Yeah. He's 33 now. That's a long time. Yeah, man. And you said what, he's got like 12, 13 albums right now?
Something like that.
It's like that's a lot of fucking music to make in like, what is that?
A lot of expectations to me too.
Yeah. That's like about 15 years of his life right there. Like that he's just been making music. And you have to really think about how like, not only the toll that takes on you mentally as a person, but just also on the bright side of it, how much that's going to push you to just expand and grow as an artist. Because at this point in a lot of people's careers, they can easily become stagnant in their music.
And not do anything else anymore.
Yeah, and just stick to the same sound and just keep doing that. Yeah.
I think like, you continue. Sorry.
I was just going to say, that's why I think it's so crucial for artists to evolve. And I always welcome like new sounds and different like views on stuff from the same artist, because if an artist sounded the same the whole time,
nobody wants to hear it.
Like nobody. Yeah, no one's. You're gonna listen to that one album and that's it.
You'd want to, but then you're like, I want something new. And my bad. So I was thinking, I was just like, to make music in this manner and to really just be so in love with it and want to do it, you must be so hard on yourself to make something the best, And I wonder, like, how long do you anything you create, right? The more you work on it, it can either keep getting better or worse, but eventually it can just keep deteriorating. You may have deteriorated the Mona Lisa, just because you were like, no, I need this and and when you make music, like half of it is you and the other half is like the people. So really it isn't nothing about you. Like it's if people like it, Yeah. I know that contradicts saying like, oh, you love music, so whatever I make, I love, but you're serving the grand jury out there, which is the listeners,
And it's a tricky balance for sure of like, at a certain point, you have to ask yourself, are you making your art for yourself or for your fans? Yeah. But that's why I say this album, I think, is so good for what it is, because it's a real self-reflection of himself. 100%. Like, he really takes a step back and he's like, you know what? Maybe I'm not that good. You know what? Maybe I'm not a chill guy.
Maybe I could be better,
But I was gonna say with this song of Noid, like you said you weren't too crazy about it at first. Lucas said he was not too crazy about this song.
Now I fucking love it, man.
I think for me, why I like this song right off the bat was sort of that guitar riff and just the sort of like alternative energy to it.
Yeah.
Like in terms of alternative music and stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's just I don't know if I told you, but when Tyler did Camp Flogna, that's what it's called.
Every year he does that shit now.
The last time he did it, he had Turnstile there. He also had a Bad Not Good, which is a jazz band that
I've heard of them.
covers like famous songs and stuff, and they actually have an EP with Turnstile.
Get out of
so
here.
The fact that Tyler works
music, man.
the fact that Tyler works with people like Turnstile and Bad Not Good, it's like it goes to show where he is musically, where he's very diverse,
and that's the best thing you can be, man.
Yeah, like he knows when to use certain instruments for what songs and when. I also noticed in general with this album, there are a lot of like samples or similar instrument like notes that are used throughout multiple songs.
Okay.
Like the theremin, the thing where it's like a it's used in like two different songs, but like almost to the same note, same degree. But like I guess if you like don't listen to this album over and over and over again, you might not catch that.
Of course.
But there are even small things, but I think that's all done purposely, where with the outro song,
keep a theme also and everything. You keep a theme.
Where with the outro song, he kind of starts sampling some of the previous songs before it and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I think all of that is done purposely to kind of build like this one like ensemble of sorts.
Because the songs bleed into each other, and I love. That's my favorite thing. And at first I was listening to YouTube Music and it was fucking up the transition. So I was like, come on, YouTube Music, you got me fucking promoting you.
Got me
nothing.
fucked up.
But then it finally started working and I was like, man, this is fucking awesome.
Your YouTube rap was like, you waited 40 hours for your music to start.
And I think he also put the album out on free on YouTube at one point, because he was like, I just want you to listen. So in this song, Annoyed, Willow, Will Smith's daughter, is in the opening when it's paranoid. Like that's her. Nice. Yeah. He samples Niza Kupanga Ngozi. It's a Zambian band, right? Nagazi family. And that's the one.
Yeah. Dude, that shit, I love it.
So it's from a 1977 album, 45,000 Volts. From Nyanja to English, the language Nyanja to English. I think they're a punk band as well, if I'm not mistaken.
That's why I love it.
I could be wrong, but they're definitely a band from that country. And what that translates into comes to, when you come at my house, please be respectful, because I don't like talking too much. Talking too much breeds gossip. And that's so interesting, man, because, Noid is all about being paranoid and stuff like that. And what a beautiful sample to grab and turn it into that. And then you just think, of course, like, he just brought all this attention to this band, like, who knows if they're still around. 1977 is a long time ago. But I hope one of them is, and I hope they get their fucking money.
Them royalties.
Yeah, bro, hell yeah, bro. They'll be like, what the fuck, bro? That shit you were screaming the other day?
Yeah, that was me.
But I wonder.
I need to add like a ka-ching.
I wonder if he did reach out to anybody you sample from, especially something so particular like that. You know what I mean?
You gotta.
You have to, right?
Like J. Cole has talked about it himself, where he's like, the Supreme Court is like fucking bitch ass motherfuckers for that shit and whatever. So it's like, you gotta like always get the royalties for that stuff and like do it legally. Like, I think that's why some albums take long to come out, because they're figuring out all the logistics, like lawyer stuff and shit and whatever.
I think even in one of the albums, I think mixtapes for J. Cole, he's like, don't sue me, please, like, talking to one of the artists he sampled off of. But man, if that wasn't existent, of course there'd be a lot of plagiarism and stuff like that, all that. But there's so much good music that can be made, especially in rap, when it comes to like just who was it? I think Kanye West sampled Ozzy Osbourne in one of his songs.
And he was upset about it.
He was upset about it, right? But Ozzy, come on, it's Kanye, bro.
That's why. That's exactly why he was upset. But he's not Kanye. Okay, he's not Kanye. He's God.
Exactly, bro. What's it called? So listening to this song, right? Judge Judy. I didn't know this was Tyler the Creator when I was hearing it.
Oh wow!
Because he sounds so different.
Yeah.
But then when you watch that video I sent you, like, you hear him singing in different ways. This is incredible that he sounds like a different artist, in my opinion. Here,
I thought so too.
Yeah,
he
talk like this. He's like, met you in a man,
like, motherfucker can sing.
Yeah, man.
Like, yo, that's what like.
It was crazy to me, man. So when I read it, I was like, what? And then
your eyes like bulge out. You're like.
And then Childish Gambino's on the bridge in the interlude. And one of the lines is coming up. It says, This past year has been rough, right? It spread.
Yeah.
It spread it to my head. I knew it when we met. If you're reading it, it's too late. P.S. Thank you for not judging Judy. Oh, that's breaking my heart. But it's such a good play on words, right? Thank you
Yeah.
for not judging, Judy. Damn, and it's just
Yeah.
like holy. It's so good, man. And this song is one of my favorite songs too. It's fucking beautiful.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I think in general, like even the titles to the songs can be so clever.
Yeah,
and,
man.
Like even the titles, like I think sort of add some weight to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like this one in particular, Judge
Yeah.
Judy, and because it's a silly title,
Mm-hmm.
and like you kind of look at it and like you listen to it on like the first listen or two, and then like
Yeah.
Judge Judy,
Yeah.
yeah. But then you listen to it more, and you're like, damn,
That shit's deep, man.
I won't judge her. Like, all right, I'm sorry. But that's why, like, again, you got to listen to it multiple times. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on here, and
Yeah.
it's just so good.
And it's a credit to, like, we talk about a lot how much a musician he is, but he's also a writer like that's incredibly talented
Mhm.
that has such range. And even this ending, this extended ending. I mean, I remember I played it at work and I was just playing for so long.
You were like-
yeah, I just sit in there and they're like, "Oh, can we get Judy?" No, it's incredible how well he writes, man. I don't think he'll ever go back to doing like things like Wolf and stuff like that, just because
Yeah.
it's the time, not the time for it no more. It would be dope if he did, but damn, bro, he's a good motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
There was even one song in this album, I think in the outro or the song before
Yeah.
it, where they had a sample in it that sounded somewhat familiar to the title track of Call Me If You Get Lost.
Call Me If You Get. Oh, you know what? That album was one that I was alright with. That
Yeah.
wasn't my favorite album. Call Me If You
Yeah,
Get Lost.
I thought it
Yeah.
was good, but
Yeah.
I definitely like Flower Boy and Igor
Yeah.
more than Call Me If You
It
Get
wasn't
Lost.
my favorite, and I want to listen to it, go back to it, and just like see. I just like Massa, like that's a good
Mhm.
song. I'm away in the airport, and I was like, hell yeah. Dog. and Dogtooth.
Yeah.
That's another song I like. What song? This one I just like. This is Ratata or no?
Yeah.
I just like this song because I bopped my head to it. I wrote
Yeah.
it here, but it's just fucking
It's a
like
head
get you
bopper.
hype and everything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Like it's shit like this where it's like, yo,
yeah.
man, I understand like how
Yeah.
people can mosh at rap shows and stuff.
especially
and, like,
one. And then you ever heard Tamale? You ever heard that song?
It sounds really familiar.
Oh, put that
actually.
shit on right now. Like it's great. Let's pause the episode. We won't listen to the whole thing, but no, we don't gotta pause. You could just listen to it.
Tame Impala. Oh yes, I do know this song.
No, so
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah.
Tamale.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just,
I remember this song now.
and it's just something like that where I wish I went to his shows when I was younger.
Like,
Like oh my god.
yeah, man, that shit is so funny.
And then I don't know, man. That like is, how they say like you just had to be there. I feel like with stuff like that, like just to miss to see a J. Cole Doll in the Dream concert. I think he actually sold tickets for $1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Right. To be at that show, to be at what's it called? That is he always crazy. He's like to call Spike Lee N word and stuff like that, like hard R N word. Crazy. And then you imagine you got a whole crowd singing that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa.
Everyone's just like, you just got caught in 4K.
And then you hear this beat drop. Imagine people going crazy and this fucking
Yo,
Oh
one of the
my
funniest things was
God.
that when we were at the concert last weekend,
Yeah.
like watching, like trying to find you in the crowd sometimes, and I just look over and you're just like, whoa, whoa.
I will say that concert is the most I've gone all out. You know what I mean? 'Cause I was just pushing motherfuckers. I was like, took my little breaks in the between and stuff like that.
That shit was
And
so
then
funny.
I remember me and some other guy bumped heads mad hard,
Oof.
and I felt bad because I bumped head. That's the first time I was like, I was like, so then I looked at him. I was like, my bad, bro, and I just rubbed his head.
Oh,
you saw
that's what that was. I was
Okay,
like,
you
yo,
saw
I
it?
know that guy's pissed.
Yeah, bro. I definitely was like, I was like, my bad, and then scruff with his hair like he's a fucking kid.
I was like, yo, that guy's, I know he's got to be pissed.
Because I was like, my bad, bro. I can't believe you saw that. That's so fucking funny. But I felt bad because I know that shit hurt him way more than that shit hurt me. I got a big ass head, bro. So he's probably concussed out the ass. He's probably dead.
You probably killed that
He's
man.
probably just dead right now. Rest in peace to that guy.
That's
Well,
fucking funny.
but to be at one of these shows, man, back then must have been so insane. I wish I had gone. You know?
Like, I'm thinking about like early Tyler, early J. Cole. I'm thinking
Yeah.
about like even like early Kendrick, that must have been crazy.
Oh, of course. Kendrick is so cool, man, because for me, he's always been a true rapper and just incredible. I was listening to Pimp a Butterfly again. And man, that's just an incredible piece of work where I got so emotional. It's so fucking deep, man. I had to turn shit off halfway. I really
You're like, okay, that's enough.
I was like, just
that's enough.
can you just chill? It was so crazy, man. And then I think about when I went to go see Lupe Fiasco. And that was one of the. It was like, you know, when I saw Daniel Brown, I was just standing there. I was the same way with Lupe Fiasco. Like I was hyped, but I was also just like, this is one of the coolest things ever because he performed Food and Liquor, which is what we'll cover in the future. And it's one of the best rap albums in the fucking world. Like ever, man. And now we're getting Sticky.
Hell yeah.
I think Sticky's dope, man. At first when I heard it, I thought this was gonna be one of the songs. I'm sure it will be, but one of the most famous songs in the whole thing. You know?
Really? I think so. Wow.
Yeah, because obviously, like I don't think a lot of people like Glorilla. I'm not gonna lie. I think she's popular as fuck. Don't get me wrong. I'm wrong in the sense of like people don't like her. But I think people who are like hardcore rap fans, and I even seen in some of the comments on what's it called, Genius.com, that people are like, I don't like the features here, this and that. Lil Wayne's a GOAT. Don't ever disrespect him.
That song and the opening track have the most listens on Spotify.
Yeah. Right here on Genius, it has 1.1 million listens, Sticky, and Saint Chroma has 1.2 million. But
I would also imagine maybe it has more listens because of the features that it has.
Probably
100%.
Like, they promote it.
Yeah, on other pages and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's just it's a little cheating. But I think I don't think we'll really be able to get to hear this song live, considering how many features are in it. Like
that's true, but
unless like they were all on tour together,
that'd be crazy. Yo, if I got to see Lil Wayne, I'll fucking cry, bro.
Yo,
like,
did I tell you that I saw Lil Wayne?
What the fuck? When did you see Lil Wayne?
Last year when we were young in Vegas.
No
He came out to sing "Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous" with a Good Charlotte.
Get the fuck out!
Like
of here.
I was like, what in the Lil Wayne? I was like, what the fuck are you doing here?
What are you doing
here?
What
are you doing here?
I'm such a fan of Lil Wayne, bro. I'm such a big fan of Lil Wayne.
And
bro. Oh
this
my
year,
God.
when we were young, Fall Out Boy had fucking Wiz Khalifa come out.
That's awesome.
To sing
Not as fan
"See
of
You
him,
Again."
but he's cool.
And when he did his classic, smoke weed every day. when he peaced out and shit, but that was pretty cool.
Yeah. That Wiz Khalifa's Cushion OJ is actually a real good mixtape. If you ever want to listen to like not his new shit, I mean that's not bad. I just whatever. But again, back to a mixtape.
Yeah,
Cushion OJ is one of the coolest Wiz Khalifa albums ever. Like I'd suggest it, especially if you smoke. If you smoke, it's gonna be fucking incredible. Like it's meant for. I mean, somebody who made it smokes the shit out of weed.
He basically is weed. He's Weed Khalifa.
I will say discombobulation. That's my favorite line in this song. In this whole song, like Lil Wayne has not changed once, and he literally comes in sticky situation, discombobulation,
has nothing and does not do anything with that word. He's just like, all right, it works.
He just like, what the fuck rhymes with sticky situation? And that's so Lil Wayne, where I was like, hell yeah, bro. But when I was doing my what was it, real focused listen, that killed me, bro. Like I was just on my bed, I smoked a little stinky situation, discombobulation.
Man, that shit is crazy. That shit is so funny.
I will say two things. One, I do like Glorilla, how she sounds. I love how she raps on this. Like I can't hear her. I'm sure I'm not gonna be the biggest fan of her music, but she says, "I don't fight no man for dick. I fight for the dick."
Yeah, man. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, but that's what most rap, I think, female rap in this category is now. Like they just be saying shit like that, and I guess we could be like, "Yo, that's crazy," but then we hear men talking about like, "I'll do it for the pussy. I'll do it for the ass."
No, it definitely is.
I mean?
That's when it comes down to conversation of like double standards and things 100%. Like that. But I was telling Jordan about this song because he hasn't listened to the album yet, and I was like, it's definitely a song for her. But I think that it's so cool that Tyler even made this song to begin with, or it's like it's just straight up letting girls just wanting to just fucking hoe out.
That's what I'm saying. Hold the fuck out, dog.
And I think that goes even in tangent with Darling I and like the whole conversation of monogamy and whatnot. It's like, yo, man, like
do the fuck what you want.
Just go fuck. Just like, because didn't you say that some of the comments or reviews you were saying was like, this is a freaky ass album.
That freaky album.
Freaky ass.
This what was I gonna say? Fuck. I wonder if in the concert when it goes on, like I die for the day. I wonder if who's gonna sing, who's not, and whose boy's gonna sing it. And then other boys gonna be like, yo, Greg.
Yo, Greg, you,
Hey, yeah.
Greg, you're really gonna die for that dick?
I will also say, him having Lil Wayne, just like I don't know if you ever seen Tyler Creator meet MF Doom.
I don't think so.
There's a video of him and Earl Sweatshirt meeting MF Doom, and he's like freaking the fuck out.
Wow,
Like just
he's like fanboying.
He's a
Wow.
huge fan. Rest in peace, MF Doom. So I know he goddamn well is a fan of Lil Wayne,
Mhm.
and like to him that shit must be so special that who knows if they were in the same booth together, because sometimes rappers send in their I can't fucking my brain. I'm still sick. I've been sick for like a week, bro. All my words are gone.
I just watched you.
Like I know all these words and I'm trying to put to use. I'm reading so much now.
Hey guys, he reads.
Yeah. And now it's just like all I could like the biggest word I used today was amazingness. that was
awesome sauce.
That was lack of just not knowing how to fucking use my words. So forgive me. I've been sick for a fucking whole week straight. I think tomorrow I'm gonna be better. Jesus Christ, bro.
I fucking hope so.
Shit sucks, man. All right. Anyway,
that's fucking funny.
But I know he's a fan of Lil Wayne, so I'm happy for Lil Wayne. I mean, happy Tyler Creator, you know?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro. All right, so now we're up to Take Your Mask Off, which Daniel Caesar's in. He's a great artist. I gotta send you some music to listen. I mean, you could just look him up. His famous shit is out there.
No.
But
I can DIY it.
You could DIY. It could be Daniel Caesar. But one of his newest songs, like Toronto 2000 something, is so good. He's famous as fuck. And then LaToya Williams, who I don't know who that is.
I was actually unfamiliar with even Daniel Caesar. Like,
yeah, no, Daniel Caesar is fire. He's a good what's it called? Good artist.
Oh wow, would you look at that?
What's it called? What's it called? I think I think I wrote something about this. I wrote I think this is me. I hope this is me. It just completely
just fucking play church.
Most likely me. I think this song is like the pressure of time passing, fulfilling the loved one's needs but balancing yours, or eventually just selfishly prioritizing yourself while taking its pros and cons. The selfishness labeled placed on to the selfishness labeled placed on you by loved ones can be for the love of both. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I just think that like he's going through a lot where it's I don't know. I wrote that in the moment, but you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, he's going through a lot. I don't know, IDK.
No, but just being there for yourself only.
You know, YNS.
Like
search it up, folks.
I think like sometimes like if a loved one, like a real loved one says like, how can you be so selfish, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just thinking, you're like, you know, and sometimes somebody saying that to you can be like, well, aren't you being selfish because like you're asking so much of me? But it's like, I'm not asking so much of you for me. I'm asking so much of you for us, you know? And that can be like from your mom, your you know, loved one, your girl, whatever. And so like, this is what the tone I got from this song, because it's such serious topics and it's, you know, like it's reactions to it, you know, and it's intense. This song's intense as fuck. You know what I mean?
That's why I think it would be the title track, if anything, like if it weren't named CHROMAKOPIA. And I think in general, like it relates a lot to like the samples of like his mom talking about the album and stuff. And what you were saying, the messages that she tried to send to him when he was young, and that now
Never
he's only
dim your light.
and how it's only really hitting him now at this point in his life, where that just kind of goes to show where it's like a song like this, it sort of encapsulates all that. And it's like, you know, it like sometimes I gotta be a little selfish. Sometimes I gotta look out for myself. Yeah. And it's a tough balance to have. Because
you learn being selfish the hard way.
Yeah.
You know, you learn being selfish by being too. This is a lady we met at Applebee's. She's mad funny. But me and Brian had went there. We were talking to her, and she's like, "Yeah, like I used to be very trusting of others, and it just got to be so just non-trustworthy anymore." You know what I mean? And she meant it in the sense of just traveling and just new people, and she would like literally let anybody just like be entrusted, you know. And it just hearing that was like, damn, that's sad. But it's like, yeah, bro, you gotta be careful out here. You know what I mean? Like, people don't care about you as much as you think they do. You know what I mean? It's fucking harsh.
But I think that's also why, like, it's important to remind yourself why you do the things that you do.
Of course.
Are you doing it for the betterment of yourself, or are you doing it for approval, exception? And I think that's a huge conversation that has to happen with only yourself, like DIY.
Yeah. Like take a look in the mirror, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's why this album is a lot of self-reflection for sure, where it's just like he's now doing that himself. He's like, why am I doing this music shit? Is it for like me? Is it for you guys? Like, who is this for? And the fact that he put it on YouTube for free, I'm sure it just really goes to show it's like he's just putting out how he feels on display, like as an artist does.
So open too and everything.
Yeah, and I think that's really commendworthy, like commendable. That's the word.
And you catching a case of weed,
but sucking fuck.
What the fuck? Seconds,
fucking cigar. That's what I was trying to say.
What's it called? I wanted. So we're listening to Balloons right now. Don't Stop. What's it called? Kanye West also used this album, if I'm not mistaken. This sample. It's so good. It's so well. I forget who's the original sample. We'll put it right here because I really do forget. I think MC Hammer, but I'm definitely wrong. But Doechii is in this song. I didn't know who Doechii was before this.
Yeah, she's been blowing up at least for me now.
Me too. I've seen her all over the place, and I thought this was Doja Cat. Because when she's like, nah, like, you know, whatever, like Doja Cat sounds exactly like this. And this is her tone, you know, this is her style, you know, right here, look. Like, that's how Doja Cat sounds, you know what I mean? And I was like, this is dope. And then when I found this her, I was like, oh shit, like, she killed it. And when you see her live performance of this, like, I aired this shit out like a queef.
Yeah. I really want to watch her Tiny Desk concert that she just did. So I got to check that out. I want to
see her perform this.
Yeah,
you know, this song makes me cry, bro. Because the ending is so.
What song doesn't make you cry on this fucking album? You're by this shit. You're like,
freak out. The outro is beautiful.
Yeah, man.
It's fucking like this. Hearing this right now is crazy, man. And when she yells like, "You're gonna eat this pussy out because he's sweet," you know, it's not like obviously the lyric is not it. It's just the intensity of it with the beautiful like emphatic
like
ending just coming in.
The background of like that the backstage of like the music and stuff.
It's so musically incredible, man. So
it really is. And this song, another sad song.
It's my favorite song of the album. This song is my favorite.
Every song in this album is your favorite. It makes you cry. By the end of it, you were just like, all of it was just so good. It was amazing.
No, but is it Tomorrow or Like Him?
This is Like Him.
No, it's definitely my favorite. I just think I fucked up the order, but no. that little thing, the theremin. There we go. That's what it fucking was. But that's been something he's been using forever. Yeah, for sure. But he does it so well in this. And,
you use it so sparingly and just like in very specific certain moments where it's like going back to that video that we watched, like even watching him do the little like mouth tap thing. I can only imagine where in the album is that sample.
Right, but it's there. It's there somewhere.
It's got to be there, right? He wouldn't put it in the clip otherwise. So it's just like to think about that just goes to show like how layered and sampled everything is. And I had said something to someone recently where I was like, honestly, you can sample anything. Like I can go and
then make that shit into a fucking thing.
Someone could fucking turn that into the sickest fucking beat. I'm waiting on you guys to do that.
There's a lady who gave a motivational speech and some guy made it into a good ass techno song. It's so dope. But damn, this guitar that comes in is fucking ridiculous, man. Baby Keem, who I'm pretty sure is Kendrick Lamar's cousin, is on the chorus of this. And he has a very famous song that I forget what it's called right now, but you've probably heard it on the radio or something like that. Well, I don't know about radio, but
that was like, yo, radio.
And the beginning of the song is Tyler Creator singing.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. Bro.
Yo, his range, his vocal range is crazy.
Fucking crazy. And affection. I hear and this look right here. He says, "How could I ever miss something that I never had?" And that's fucking beautiful, man.
Like even with the whole idea of like, you know, he is like his dad, but he's never got to meet his dad. Is just a very like sad thing. Like,
bro, it's such a downer, bro.
Yeah, I was straight up thinking about it today when I was listening to this song, and I was like, damn, dude, like, you know, I don't know what made me think about this in particular besides listening to the song, but it's just I thought about Greta Gerwig, who she's a woman who directed Lady Bird, Little Women, and recently did Barbie.
Okay. Wow.
And when she did Lady Bird, that's like a slice of life type of drama movie where it's just about the relationship between this like high school girl and her mom. And she said in an interview that like originally the script to like that movie was like 6 hours long.
Wow.
And she was just kind of like, kind of goes to show, like, when you ask a girl like what her relationship is with their mom, it turns into a 6-hour movie.
Oh, wow.
And I kind of related that to, like, I think that's similar as well for guys.
Yeah.
I think like there are a lot of men who, like, a lot of boys out there who have difficult relationships with their fathers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And to talk about something like this, it's like, it's heavy, because it's
man.
like he never got to really know his dad.
Mm.
And we are fortunate that, like, we have, like, we know our dads, like, and it's something to just sort of appreciate,
Oh,
regardless
100%.
of like, maybe you might not have the best relationship or whatever. It's like, it's still something to appreciate.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
What's it called? If I'm not mistaken, Louis C.K. His dad is Mexican, which is funny. But his dad was pretty shitty to his mom, if I'm not mistaken. And so, like, I think at one point they just completely stepped away from. I was listening to this the other day on Theo Vaughn's podcast. What's it called? And I think later on in life, when his dad got older and he saw how, like, frail he was and not able to do things for himself and just, like, old, like, he just kind of let everything slide and just started to, like, get to know him a little more.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy, man. It's I don't know. You're right. I mean, this song is just beautiful sounding. It's such a sad tone to it. But again, going back to the lyric, which says, like, you gave me love and affection, attention and protection, but how can I ever miss something that I've never had? It's just so crazy, because it's like, that's how important your parents are to you. You know what I mean? But yeah, hearing that thing with, like, Louis C.K. and stuff is insane. I mean, obviously he had a much longer thing to it and everything. But Jesus Christ, man. But that guy's so fucking funny, man. Louis C.K. is one of the funniest motherfuckers.
I had no idea his dad was Mexican. That's
he's
funny
Mexican.
in itself.
Yeah, he's Mexican. I think he was born in Mexico. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. When I found that shit, I was
Louis
like,
C.K.
I'm Louis. He has one joke. What's funny?
Just one?
Yeah, it's one. And I'll say it because I think it's funny. He was like, yeah, I was watching a commercial on TV on YouTube, right? And he was like, yeah, one of them was like, please don't smoke. Don't smoke. I got this from smoking, right? And he was like, and the guy's Puerto Rican. And I thought to myself, I was like, why does he still have the accent?
Why does he still have the accent?
Like, I feel like when you fucking smoke, doesn't the accent come from here? Now you fucking, like, what? And then he's like, well, so when he farts, it's like, senor, just farted.
God damn. What would an accented fart sound like?
You know what I mean? I tell the joke only because I know it's shitty to do, but it's just, he's so fucking stupid.
Was that an
man.
excuse to fart right now?
Hell yeah, bro. Nah, but it's just so fucking funny, man. It's just so fucking. Maybe you could place me and put his joke up there, so I don't fucking just ruin it.
You goddamn ruin it. But you know what? That was pretty funny from me. There you go. There you go.
If you're not gonna laugh at my jokes, you gotta laugh at Louis C.K.'s jokes.
Nah, you were funny.
Thanks.
You were funny.
Yeah, hell yeah, dog. What song is this one? This is
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot about what is it? The pregnancy song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This one, the pregnancy one.
Yeah, because isn't it the one that opens up where she's like, I need me a grandson and things like that?
Oh, okay. I thought they were talking about Hey Jane, where they're talking back and forth and everything.
Oh no. What? I think I've got to mix.
Hey Jane is the one where, yeah. This is a different one. This is Bing ding 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 ding.
This song, it like wait.
Where the fuck am I? Notes.
Yo, find your fucking notes,
This,
dog.
this one is about his mom getting older, about him getting older and stuff like that. Yeah, so
dude, it's just so sad.
Yeah.
Like this whole fucking album is so sad. Like,
That's
yo,
what I'm
Tyler,
saying,
you
man.
good, dog? Like, yo, man.
Just go up to him, put his hand on his shoulder. I'm gonna need you to clock off. Go have some fun, man.
Yo, that shit was so funny. I was putting something away in the bedroom, and I came out while Frankie was sitting down. I just put my hand on his shoulder, and the way he turned around,
I actually did the meme that.
the way he turned around was so funny.
I'm gonna need you to clock off, man. Like, okay. I didn't even think about it.
That shit killed me.
That's mad fucking funny, bro.
I think for me, like I mentioned, Darling Eye is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Besides Darling Eye, Take Your Mask Off is probably like tied with that.
Yeah.
I just think in general, like Darling Eye is just such a fun song, and it's just like,
and it's again beautifully sounding and Tyler. Well, you go on. I'm sorry about that.
Yo, stop talking over me.
My bad, bro.
But just Darling Eye is just a lot of fun. It's like it's one of the that and Sticky are like really like the only fun songs on the album, really.
100%.
And it's nice to just sort of cut back and let Tyler just kind of have fun for a minute. And I'm curious to think about what he might feel about a song like that, or Sticky being on this album that is so heavy and deep. It's like that contrast it's a very stark contrast.
You said Sticky being heavy and deep?
No, I'm saying like in a heavy and deep album, having a song
having
like
Sticky in there.
Yeah.
But I guess sometimes you gotta just fucking go off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
but
so
I think
that's why it's fun. It's just so I'm glad that song exists in this album, and it's fucking sick.
And that's in his nature
It's
in his nature to make music like that. You know what I mean? Like that's just, I don't know, man. Fucking. I forgot what I was gonna say.
You can't word today, man.
I really can't. I'm telling you, I'm trying my absolute hardest.
Fucking not Microsoft Word over here. You're just Microsoft.
We do have 5 minutes left, so let's like finish it off with some like final statements on the album. You know what I mean? First, I definitely want to see it in concert, and I definitely think it's an album for a crowd, and I think it'll be a very like emotional, fun, like real dope concert and stuff like that.
You think motherfuckers will cry?
I think so. I think so for sure. I
think
I'm gonna be the one crying, bro. I don't think nobody's gonna cry. I'm gonna be in the corner like
when Tyler comes out, like, how y'all feeling tonight? It's like been having a hard week.
He comes up to me, put his hand on my shoulder. I'm gonna need you to relax, okay? Sticky's playing right now.
I'm gonna need you to get Sticky in the pit.
Yeah, I definitely want to see this shit in concert. And definitely is I don't know. It's just one of my favorite albums of this year, if not my favorite album of this year. I know there's so much music that comes out. I haven't even heard any of Kendrick's new stuff. You know what I mean?
I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, man. So I would definitely like to listen to more music that's new now. You know, I guess I'm more now less excited for music because there's so much of it. And I mean, of course, there's great music everywhere, and that's not even a good excuse to not explore and find the music that I would like. But
it's a little like what's the word, overwhelming.
Yeah, not even in that. And I really like my old stuff. You know what I mean?
Course.
Like there's a lot of old stuff
it's
that's
your comfort.
Like, yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like your comfort food.
Yeah, bro.
Like why the fuck are you gonna try a new dish when you can have fucking
foie gras,
toast and beans?
Yeah, bro, beans. That shit is so fucking funny. But yeah, no, it encourages me more to listen to new music or even dive into like older music, you know?
Yeah.
But just expand, you know?
I mean, that's why for me, I like to go to concerts early and stuff to always catch the openers. Cause I've discovered a lot of musicians and artists now just from going early and seeing the openers. Like, sometimes they're not always that great. Sometimes they're okay. Sometimes they're amazing. Like there's been a couple of times where I almost thought the openers stole the show.
Yeah, man.
And it's just, you wouldn't know if you only showed up for the headliner.
The openers for Origami Angel were really fucking great.
Yeah,
those two were fucking incredible, bro.
They were really good. It was 3 headliners.
3 headliners.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. I remember we thought the show was about to start, and they were like, "Nah, don't worry." No, I walked into the venue, and then the guy was like, "Oh, you know the openers are great," and I was like, "Damn, I can't believe I missed them." He's like, "Nah, you're good. They're gonna start at 9:20," and I was like, "What the?" They
started
fuck,
late
bro?
for whatever reason, but
Jesus
all the openers
Christ.
were so good. It was Max Seal, Arm's Length. And fuck, was there just 2 openers?
No, I'm pretty sure there were 3.
So
there were 3 for sure.
I can't remember the third.
We had walked into the first one, then went to the second one.
That's what it was, yeah.
And then there was 3, so that's crazy.
I forget the name of the first band, but then it was Max Seal and then Arm's Length. But
Arm's Length was dope as fuck, man.
Yeah, man, they got a huge following. They're actually going to be at When We Were Young this year.
That's awesome, man.
Like, which is kind of crazy to think about that, like, Gami Gang said it on stage where they were like, you know, he was like, I've been listening to Arm's Length since I was like 14. I'm 24 now, still listening to them, and it's just Arm's Length has been around for a long time.
A long ass time. Old motherfuckers. And then,
yeah. And it's just but I think even like to go off again of like the whole going to concerts and things like that, like that's why I love going to festivals too. It's like it especially diverse ones where it's just you get a whole mix of everything. Like I would love to go to Camp Flog now. That'd be sick.
Yeah, man. I think Lauryn Hill was there. I mean, there was a shitload of people there probably. But that's also awesome how huge that concert has gotten its own, because that's his shit right there.
Yeah, man.
And I think if you just look up the poster, I mean, the artists there are just ridiculous, bro. Let me see if I can find the poster of it before I go, like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that fucking Turnstile was at a fucking Tyler, like, festival.
Turnstile is so good, bro. Turnstile is, like, for sure one of the...
That was actually another somewhat newish album that we covered.
I think so, too, right?
Yeah.
But it was... Man,
I wouldn't be surprised if Turnstile like put some inspiration into Tyler for some of like the more alternative rock stuff in like this album. But yeah, I think this album overall solid. I'm gonna keep listening to it.
Nice.
It's already been fucking with my Spotify algorithm, and I'm gonna keep letting it fucking it up.
Let's see if I can find. Okay, so I'll read you some. Erica Badu,
Okay.
Mustard with the DJ and everything. I don't know if you're doing. He's the one that was like, okay, he started playing Drake's shit, and then he puts Kendrick stuff and everything.
That's funny.
But Mustard is on Kendrick's album. I don't know who that guy is, but he's huge apparently. Let's see.
He's Mustard.
I don't know. Sanfa. I don't know if you know who Sanfa is.
Nah.
He's fucking a great singer too. Sexy Red, Matt Champion, K Tronada, Kenny Mason, Jordan Ward, Lila. I don't even know who Orion Sun. You know Orion Sun, right? No?
Sounds very familiar.
Erica Badu. I think I said that already.
Yeah.
The Mainliners, Schoolboy Q, Omar Apollo. I think you know heard about him.
Yeah, I also know
Daniel
Schoolboy
Caesar.
Q. Yeah.
Playboy Cardi. I mean, again, the fact that it's not a bunch of major mainstream artists, which a lot of them are, but you know, a lot of people, I have no idea who the fuck these guys are. I'm not gonna lie to you. Gene Dawson. I don't know. It's pretty cool. You know what I mean? Pretty cool.
No, I mean, it really seems like Tyler just loves music and like
man.
is very much for the people. He's like a man of the people at this point. Like
Oh,
he's become very like culturally impactful like
Bro, he's an
over the
icon.
years. Yeah,
He's a fucking icon, bro.
He's more than just Tyler. He is God. It's actually pretty funny that we land on the outro song as we go to our outro. But I mean,
our outro.
I mean, I think overall, guys, check out CHROMAKOPIA.
Hell
Shit
yeah.
is dope as fuck.
If you haven't already, I'm sure you have.
Yeah,
But if you haven't, it's fucking amazing.
You know, hopefully, if we can get this episode up on Spotify, I'll leave your comments. But you know, leave your comments on YouTube. You know, all the socials.
All the socials.
What are the socials?
Earth Mind Matter Pod on Instagram, Earth Mind Matter in YouTube, Earth Mind Matter Pod on TikTok.
Yeah, man, clearly you're a fucking pro. God damn, boy.
I'm fucking dying today.
You're like, yeah. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome back to the show. Oh man.
But that was our little show.
Forgive me if I sound like shit today.
You know,
show must go on type shit.
You know, hey, I think at the end of the day, they're gonna appreciate that you were here, Frankie. Just like how I
yeah.
appreciate you being here. Because you know,
And I'm like, who the fuck was that guy?
I just replace you with a new co-host and just make no acknowledgement. It's like, yeah. So welcome back to the show.
Just edit him into or her into the episodes and that. Yo, don't even fucking come to my funeral, though.
You know, all I'm saying is I'm gonna fucking go to your fucking grave, fucking write on your tombstone, chip that shit in, co-host of the best fucking podcast in the universe.
Hell yeah, dog.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Just go to my tombstone and just plug the mic in anyway. Just start talking.
Just fucking plug the mic in like a flower in the ground.
I'm just
Nah, but always check us out, guys. We're always doing shit. We're trying to get some new stuff up, ready for the new year.
Yes, we are. We're
fucking
trying.
holiday times. That's why I'm wearing Santa hat.
Santa Claus.
But if we don't get another episode out before Christmas, fucking Merry Christmas to all
Happy
y'all.
Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's.
New Year's, new dicks.
What else happens in December?
My birthday.
Happy birthday! Old as fuck, this motherfucker.
I know, man. Don't fucking remind me.
Oh. By the way, not that your birthday's not important, but also here,
My birthday's not important.
in Camp Flogno, they had a tribute to MF Doom.
Oh,
and I'm pretty sure Lauryn Hill is the one that led that tribute and stuff like that.
Wow, that's nice.
Told you he's a big ass fan, dog.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yo,
he died this year?
MF Doom? No, didn't he die?
He been died?
Yeah, I think he died in 2020. Did he not?
I don't know.
I think the news came out at the end of 2020. They were like, yeah, so.
Oh, hey, he been died. They didn't
Yeah.
say anything? Damn, bro. Rest in peace. You think they buried him with the mask?
You know, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to sit on that and think about that.
On that note, go find yourself.
Go find your way home, guys. Go find your way home. As I
that's
keep
the
looking.
lyric. I can't fucking.
I'm just gonna keep looking off into the distance as the piano just plays beautifully.
And how he's gonna blacken the screen? I'm gonna go like this, and the screen just goes away. Yeah, this shit is so good, bro. This shit is so good.
I don't even know if I'm gonna keep all this for fucking.
Like I was fake jamming, then I was like, I'm actually jamming right now, bro. Fire.